Alright, good morning everybody. Here's another video I'm excited to make. Video titled, if you're a real martial artist, your day's gonna suck. Alright. So let's elaborate on why your day's gonna suck. Now, if you've seen my channel already before, you know who I am. You know that I always have a lot of positive things to say about martial arts, training the martial arts, martial artist. I think the only questionable thing I actually mentioned is that, we're not, as human beings, we're not made to do martial arts. We're not made to fight. We're not made to hurt each other. But other than that, I mean, all of my videos are usually very positive towards every martial art out there. So this video is no different. So now to explain why your day is going to suck, let's get right into it. So in most cases, as people, we are very reactive. We're very reactive creatures. We tend to procrastinate. We tend to leave things to the very end. Things, for example, like Murphy's Law, where everything bad that's gonna happen is usually because of the way we are. A lot of bad things build up to the very end, and then that's when you feel like, oh man, this is a very bad day. Because we're reactive, we don't take care of things when we have to take care of them in a timely manner. So, a few examples, for example, would be, let's just say you have to pay the tags on your car. It could be about, let's say, like $300. And then you have to, one of your tires is fairly low, and then, constantly have to put air in it. So that's another thing. And then at the same time, you got to pay, let's just say, a parking ticket that you got to pay. So, those are things you have to do. I'm kind of involving like a car issue type of thing. Then you need an oil change. So you're trying to see how long you can go before you have to go drop off your car and, pay money for an oil change. So in Murphy's Law, as reactive creature that we are, is that there's a very good chance a lot of the bad day will happen in one day. Let's just say your tire doesn't no longer hold the air you want it to hold, and then you realize your car is starting to stink like smoke, like burning, because you've been putting off that oil change for a long time. And then now you're close to the due date for that citation you got to pay before it becomes a higher penalty. And then the reason you got a citation is because you got to pay off your tags. So now you got to pay for your tags, you got to pay for an oil change, you got to pay for a new tire. And let's just say all that happens around even on the same day, but maybe in that same week. So now that week you're trying to figure out, how am I going to pay for all of this? How did this coincidence happen on one day? It's not a coincidence, it's just that all these things had a deadline. They could have all been taken care of right away. You could have had many bad days, or you're like, I gotta pay this bill, I gotta pay this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You do them in a timely manner. It's just one inconvenience throughout your day. But since we're really reactive, we tend to put things off to the last minute for various reasons. Now, the reason why your day's gonna suck as a martial artist is that, and this is just giving credit where credit's due. Obviously, there are other activities, other things that will also be very proactive, but martial arts is very proactive. I mean, if you're a real martial artist and you're constantly finding new ways to fight, to defend yourself, to learn new moves that you want to polish, all that is very proactive, because most martial artists are basically training for a bad day. They're training for that day that's gonna suck. So on a daily basis, we are full aware that we can have a decent day where we have our plans already made. We're going from point A to point B, but anywhere in between, our day can possibly suck. So, I know the title of the video is "Your Day's Gonna Suck," but what it really means is that as a real martial artist, you're proactive throughout your day. You know that anything can happen. You know that from one wrong turn, you're in a bad situation. Let's just say, and I always tend to use these movie scenarios. You're at a gas station at night, pumping gas, and all of a sudden somebody approaches you, and they want to assault you, they want to mug you, whatever. You're under attack. Well, as a martial artist, at that point, you're not a real martial artist. You're not going to start trying to learn a move that second in order to protect yourself. You're gonna use what's already muscle memory. You're gonna use what's already a habit of yours. If you have a specific technique that you tend to train the majority of the time, that technique is gonna come out. If you shadow box a certain way, that level of fighting is going to come out because of your level of proactiveness. You're really proactive. So as a martial artist, if you're constantly training, you're training for that one bad day, for that one moment that day is going to suck. And you're training for that. Now, if you're an MMA fighter, a fighter that usually trains for competitions, you're being proactive for that competition. You're not going to be learning how to do a specific kick while you're fighting. Now, I'll give an example of something where you can learn in a bad situation. One time, my car battery died. Again, with a car. My car battery died, and I needed somebody to pass current for me. So what I did is that at that time I picked up my mom's car, drove it to my car that had a dead battery, and at that moment, being reactive, I had to go on YouTube and learn how to pass current from one car to another. Now, I had the liberty to do that. I had my phone with me, looked up YouTube, found a video that had more likes, positive comments, for that credibility. I didn't want to go, electrocute myself either. So I did that and, got my car started. You don't have that time as a martial artist when somebody's attacking you to go back to a book, to a YouTube video and be like, okay, what did I do in this situation? Oh, this guy's punching me in the head. What's a good head block? Yeah, we don't have that luxury as a martial artist. We need to train all the head shots, all the multiple opponent shots, all the opponents that are trying to grapple us to the ground, trying to snap our knees, snap our elbows, attack us with various weapons. Obviously, if you're being attacked by a weapon, you're gonna get hurt. But as a martial artist, you have a better chance of sacrificing a forearm versus sacrificing your neck in a knife fight. You have a better chance of running away knowing the circumstances. Yeah, not saying that just because you're a martial artist you're gonna avoid a weapons or a knife attack. You're gonna get cut, but your chances are slightly better than somebody who doesn't have combat skills. So on a daily basis, now again, I'm all for positive energy. I'm all for thinking your day's gonna be great. You're gonna have an awesome day. I'm all for The Secret, where you have positive, you think positive, you're grateful for your day, and your day's gonna go smoothly. I'm all for that, and you should continue doing that. But as a martial artist, you're always using your peripherals when something seems off, when some individual is talking louder than they should, when somebody is starting to build an aggressive tendency or showing aggressive behavior as a martial artist, you're gonna be like, no, you're gonna tense up a little bit, you know, going into a defensive manner. You know, an example is mostly like your correctional officers that work in a prison. A lot of them, when I see them go to a restaurant, or you know, they're doing certain activities due to a certain level of you know, potential PTSD, they got their backs against the wall. You know, you don't see them sitting in the middle of the restaurant. You see them at a booth with their back against the walls, just kind of like eyes at the entrance, you know, eyes at their exits, you know, not expecting that they're gonna be jumped at that moment, but knowing that if for some reason that were to happen, they're in the best possible position for that encounter. Just like a martial artist, and I say a real martial artist. I'm not talking about like somebody who goes on YouTube to learn some punches and kicks, you know, and then just tells people that, oh, I learned this one punch, oh, I learned this one technique because I did it once or twice. No, real martial artist is somebody who does the same movement for, you know, 10,000 times, the same punch. They've done it so long that they lost count, that whenever somebody surprises them, their first reaction is to, you know, put their hand up and just throw a back fist to whatever's coming at them. Talk about those martial artists, the ones who put in their time, at least in a time frame of a week. They're still doing some shadow boxing. They still have their guard up, you know, like kind of just, you know, getting that motion integrated throughout your day. So yeah, as a martial artist, you know, knowing the level of training you've been through, being proactive, training for that one day that probably will never come, at least you know that your reflexes and your muscle memory are ready for those bad days, you know. Again, don't put off things to the very end. Don't let Murphy's Law, you know, come at you. If you got a deadline, meet your deadlines. In fact, whenever you have something you have to do that's very important, needs to get done, just do it that day. You know, you do it that day, you get it out of the way. Even if you do it sloppy, even if it's not perfect, if you do it ahead of your deadline and you mess up, you have time to fix it. So by the end of the deadline, you're kind of like, well, it's already done, you know? No Murphy's Law there. I have other problems coming in, but it ain't that one. All right, guys, share your comments, share your disagreements, share this video if you think there's any value to it. Anyways, have a great day.